Also, ignore the shitting lighting. I have to record this right before I go in and open at work. So I don't normally remember my dreams, but last night I had a really weird and interesting dream. I was in the woods that I recognize as Isaquina, and I was in a particularly deep spot. And actually, when I woke up, I remembered I have dreamed of this particular spot. At least it looks like Isaquina. It's in a spot that I don't really recognize, but there's a portion of the trees that gets like really narrow and then opens up into a small clearing, like it's maybe 10 feet wide, but it's all enclosed, so it's very shadowed here. And here previously, I had been like walking with someone in the woods, and we walked through this clearing, and I recognized that there were two blue aliens. There were at least two there, and I knew that they were there, but they weren't. It's like I was seeing something that, like through the mist, in Percy Jackson, where the mist protects the normal people from the mythical world. It felt like that. Like I knew they were there, but the person I was with did not have the ability. This was a previous dream. The person I was with did not have the ability to see them, so I couldn't acknowledge them. This time I was alone. At least I was by myself. And I had ended up back at this, like, shadowed clearing, and there was a third one. And this one was distinctly different. Like, the original two blue, their complexion were very light toned. Like, they were a pale blue. But this one, this one that started talking to me, they were a much darker blue, and their eyes were sticking out to me. And I remember that they were talking to me. I can't remember all of the words they were saying, but I feel like the gist of it is that there is something coming that will suffer if I half-ass it. And I'm using that phrasing very specifically because when I opened up like my phone and stuff, one of the first notifications that I saw was someone had shared a video from a reader that follows me called Rediscovering April. And I'm like 80% sure this is my aunt that I haven't had contact with since like my grandfather Doug passed, and we were talking about him quite a lot yesterday. Okay. But the video that she had made said this won't work if you half-ass it, or you have an opportunity, don't half-ass it. And that's something that I admittedly have been guilty of a lot. My mom used to say I had a whole lot of quit in me because when something got too hard, too difficult, or challenged me beyond where I'm used to, I would get discouraged. And I'm like, I keep seeing this one alien's eyes. Like, the center was so dark black. The whites of their eyes were black, but the pupil, the irises, were this luminescent blue. And like that was the last thing I was seeing as I was coming out and waking up, was like a zoom in on the eyes, like, we need you to focus, we need you to do this. And I have no idea what any of that means, but my boss just pulled up, so I have to go into work. That's why I'm kind of rounding it out and losing it. But I just had to state that so that I could look back on it later. Hopefully someone could give me a little interpretation of what some of that could mean, but that was just fucking bonkers.